Good morning, everyone. While it's true that sedans are declining in popularity, there are still hundreds of thousands of people who would rather have a Camry than anything else. That's why we're out at Frankfurt Toyota this lovely fall morning to check out the latest 2019 version in the loaded XSE trim. If you're in the market for any new Toyota, be sure to stop by physically or visit their web address, which we have provided a link to in the video description. So with that said, let's go ahead and see if the Camry can continue to stay on top against the all-new Altima and Accord. Now, the biggest way Toyota has decided to keep people's interest on sedans is by giving you a lot more style than crossovers or rival cars typically have. Last year's redesign made the Camry the most aggressive it has ever been by far. And that's regardless of whether you choose a sport-oriented S model or a luxury-minded L model. SE and XSE both have this grille design, though the SE's is finished in a plainer matte black instead of this metallic. If you choose to go the luxury route instead, you get a totally different design with either matte black or metallic gray bars that go across the entire front end. Sliding over to the headlights, Toyota actually includes LED headlights standard across all trims. However, only the more expensive X trims come with this fancier setup that includes LED daytime running lights and turn signals. Fog lights, however, are not included on any trim. Around at the side, the aggression grows further with an athletic stance and especially that blacked out roof. Now, this is an option on the XSE only, and it can be paired with this white, silver, or blue. And as far as length, it comes in at 192.7 inches long, which is a few tenths larger than the Accord and a few tenths shorter than the all-new Altima. Of course, like the rest of the vehicle, the back is also surprisingly aggressive here with the XSE trim. Since we have the black roof, we also get a matching black spoiler, in addition to the already crazy quad exhaust outlets. Naturally, the LE and XLE do have a more subdued look. As far as your taillights, at least some of the elements are LED across all trims, though the XLE and XSE get this fancier arrangement that looks straight off a Lexus. Overall, the Camry offers something for everyone, since it has several distinct designs ranging from mundane to intensely sporty. Another aspect of the aggressive design on this XSE are the wheels. They are the largest option, coming in at 19 inches with a black and silver design, and the SE has similar looking wheels, just 18 inches. On the other side of things, XLE has 18-inch chrome finished alloys, LE has 17-inch alloys, and the L has 16-inch steel wheels with covers. Next up, we have the mirrors, which are heated and have standard blind spot monitoring on the X trims. They are also metallic black if you have the black roof option. However, besides for BSM, all the other active safety features are standard across all 5 trims of the Camry. That includes pre-collision braking with pedestrian detection, lane departure warning with steering assist, automatic high beam headlights, and dynamic radar cruise control. Most rivals, with the exception of Honda Accord, still make you pay extra for those features. The last thing to address before getting inside is the fuel range. Now, there are several different MPG figures which we'll discuss later, but for now just know that the highest volume 4-cylinder configuration can travel 512 miles on a tank of regular gas. Well, that concludes the outside of the vehicle, so now let's see if anything has been changed on the interior. So on your X trim Camrys, you're going to have standard smart entry and push button start with this really nice new key fob. Now, this system is available on the SE and LE through the optional convenience package. To get inside the vehicle, there is a sensor behind the door handle, so all you have to do is grab it. Alright, so looking inside the 2019 Camry, honestly, it's still shocking to me that you can get a red interior. But other than that, there's not really many changes from last year, so you continue to have the same new modern design. As far as your material choices, on the L and LE you have cloth seating. On the SE you have leather trim seating with cloth in the center. And then on your two X trims, XSE and XLE, you have full leather seating. And then as far as your color options, the three regular trims come with black, gray, or macadamia color schemes. And then the SE comes with black or gray, with the XSE adding the additional option of this red color. Now turn to your door trim. It has a really cool look. You do have leather padding, of course, on the armrest, and then on this red model, all this plastic and the speaker grill is also red, so that's really cool. Our windows are one-touch automatic for all four windows, so that's a nice touch as well. Now coming to the seat, Toyota's nice enough to include 8-way power seats with 2-way lumbar on all but the very base L model, which gets a 6-way manual seat. And then like I already said, XLE and XSE do have full real leather seating. Has a nice stitching, contrast stitching design, a nice piece here, and then perforation in the middle. So looking around the cabin, it does have a very modern design to it, and that is backed up by very nice materials. All of your upper dash is made from a nice high quality soft touch plastic, and then in the middle here you have this faux aluminum trim on the SE and XSE. This would be fake or real wood on the other trims. Below that you have a leatherette trim with color contrast stitching that continues down through here, and then all of your other materials do fit together really solidly. Like I already mentioned, the X trims have standard push-button start, or it is available in the convenience package for the lower trims. Now what you are looking at is the optional 8-inch display booting up. The standard display is 7 inches across all of the trims. Alright, so looking at your gauges, you do have the same red trim as the leather seating. And then in the middle, you'll find a 7-inch multi-function display on the XSE and XLE. On the other trims, it is a smaller 4.2-inch one. Now, this does have lots of different features. You've got all your traditional stuff, as well as like your map, and then you can also customize your safety systems through here as well. So very nice. In addition to that, you do also have a 10.1-inch head-up display. Now, I believe this is class exclusive, at least for now, so very nice feature to have. And coming back to your steering wheel, of course it is electric power assisted steering, and it is leather wrapped on the SE and up. Up top here, you've got your buttons for your multi-function display, phone and voice commands, and then you've got your adaptive cruise control and your audio controls right here. And coming down, the steering wheel is manually tilt and telescoping, however heating is not available. Now off to the left of the steering wheel you will find a series of buttons, but the one I want to point out is this button, which launches your 360-degree camera. This is optional on the XSE and XLE. And when you press that button, it goes into a perimeter scan mode, so you basically get to fly all around the vehicle, see your surroundings, and then it goes into your traditional view. You can also click this button to get a different type of animation where you see it from like the car's perspective. But moving past that, let's talk about the storage, where the Camry excels. So to start off with, you have a really large center console. This is quite big for a midsize sedan. And then the bottom, you do have a felt lining as well. In here, you do have 2 charging USB ports. And then up here in the front, on the X trims, you have a Qi wireless phone charger. So you just turn it on right there, and then you can stick your phone right on top to charge it. This also slides out of the way to reveal another deep area where you can hide some stuff. And then you do have an additional USB port, aux jack, and 12-volt outlet. Now coming back to your shifter, in a time where a lot of rivals have switched to electronic ones, thankfully Toyota stuck with an easy-to-use traditional one. So all you have to do is pull back for drive, then you can bump to the left to shift manually here, or via the standard paddle shifters on your SE and XSE trims. Now when we go into reverse, depending on your trim, you will find a series of different backup cameras. You do have a standard one on all trims. You get dynamic guidelines on the XSE and XLE, and then you have the option of further adding this bird's eye 360-degree camera. So as you can see, we do have a traditional view over here, and then your 360 view over here. And then you can press this button to switch between a close-up view if you'd rather see that. I believe this is a class exclusive feature. And then back behind the shifter on XLE and XSE, you will find an electronic parking brake and a brake hold feature, though all models do have 3 drive modes. Your X trims will also come with 3-stage heated seats for both the driver and passenger, though ventilation is not available. Now coming up to your climate controls, you will also find a series of different options. On L and LE, it is manual. On the SE, it is single zone automatic. And then on the XLE and XSE, it is this dual zone automatic setup. As you can see, controls are very simple. You just have 2 temperature knobs over here, fan buttons down here, and then your zone button. So you don't have to go into the display to adjust anything. Everything is right here. And now that brings us up to our model's optional JBL audio system. So let's go ahead and take a listen. Sound quality is definitely very good, and I'd say it's worth the upgrade. Now that brings us to the Toyota Entune system with a couple additions this year, so let's go ahead and get into that. So like I said, this is the larger 8-inch display, which is optional, and it does come with the dynamic navigation system. So you can click on these sections to go into them. As you can see, this is Toyota's new navigation system. Has upgraded graphics, and it's very responsive and looks nice. Now you do still have the shortcut buttons along the side regardless of what size screen you get, so you can just press that to go back to the home screen. Now from here we can also go into our audio, and we have standard Bluetooth audio, so we can play and pause it from here and change our source from over there. Now clicking the menu button will bring you to all your applications. And there's one really important one for 2019, and that's that you now have Apple CarPlay, finally. So you just press into that. You have the same controls as in all other vehicles. So you can jump into your audio, your Apple Maps, get your home button, messages. Toyota has also announced plans to start rolling out Android Auto to their vehicles, so that should be available as a software update eventually. Now as far as other features in the vehicle, if we go into our settings, we can find the new Wi-Fi hotspot that comes in the Camry. It is powered by Verizon, and you get 2 gigabytes or 6 months free access, and then you can add that to your phone plan if you want to continue to use it. But that pretty much sums up the main features of Toyota Entune 3.0, and we do have a very detailed 3.0 tutorial available for those of you who want to learn more. A link to that video will be in the description. Now moving up from the screen, we do have an auto dimming mirror with HomeLink universal remotes. And this is standard on the X trims and available through that convenience package on SE and LE. And then coming back, you will also find your moonroof controls. Now no model comes standard with a moonroof. However, on XLE and XSE, you have the option of getting the panoramic moonroof. So this is really cool. As you can see, it's gigantic, and the front portion does open up just like a regular moonroof. The SE and LE can option on a standard size moonroof if they want. But this is really nice. I believe it is class exclusive. So overall, the Camry's interior is a really nice place to spend time. It has a lot of luxury features that are just not that common in the class. And the design really stands out, especially in this red. So overall, I'm still impressed. Now I'll go ahead and hand it off to Mason, who will finish up the rest of the cabin. The Vector trim of the Camry is really nice. You've got leather rear armrest with some stitching, and it is even red down by the speaker grille. Above that you do have some silver trim, and the top is padded. Additionally, your back windows are fully automatic. Now as far as rear space is concerned for the 2019 Camry, you're going to find 38 inches of both leg and headroom. That does place it behind some of the competition like the Honda Accord, but it's plenty overall. The rear seats are this nice leather design. They're very comfortable, and I'm a really big fan of this red leather. In the center, Toyota does give you nice rear air vents on the XSE and XLE models, or optional through the audio package on LE and SE. They also give you a nice armrest with a couple cup holders inside. And above that, you do have some LED lighting. Additionally, our model, since it's fully loaded, has the pano roof, which I have to say is a really nice touch for a sedan. Over here, you do have an assist grip and coat hook, and the headliner is pretty nice. Now as far as rear space is concerned, the seat is adjusted to Drew's 5'8" driving position, and I have plenty of room. I have probably about a foot of leg space, and my feet can easily slide up under the seat. Scooting over, even with the seat all the way back, I still have several inches of leg room, and it's worth noting that this seat slides back a really long ways. So overall, I'm a huge fan of the 2019 Camry's rear seat. This is the first time I've been in a fully loaded Camry, and this is an amazing rear seat. It honestly doesn't feel like a midsize sedan at all. Very impressed. Heading around to the trunk, all you have to do is find the button under the trunk lid. And it is nicely dampened, so it opens all the way. And once inside, you're going to find 15.1 cubic feet of space and 14.1 cubic feet of space on the L model. That's also a little bit smaller than the Honda Accord, but it's on par with most in the class. It's also worth noting that the seats do fold 60-40 split, and there is a spare tire located under the floor.
The passenger seat is that same leather design, and it is also 8-way power adjusting on the X models. Now in front of the passenger you do have nice materials with this nice red leather, some silver trim, and a padded dashboard. Down below that you do have a dampened glove box. It's pretty good sized, goes back a good ways. And above that you do have a sun visor with a mirror and light. You can also detach it, and there is an extension over here. Well guys, that sums up all I have to cover up here, so let's go ahead and talk about the powertrain. Alright, so as far as the engines are concerned in the 2019 Camry, you aren't going to see any changes from the 2018 model. You start out with this 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder on all models, which produces 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. That is, unless you get the XSE like what we have, and then it produces 206 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. Now, unlike a lot of rivals, the optional engine isn't a 2-liter turbo. It's actually a 3.5 liter V6, which produces 301 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. That engine is available on XLE and XSE models, and regardless of which engine you choose, you're going to have an 8-speed automatic sent to the front wheels only. Now I'm sure a lot of you are concerned about the fuel economy, and the 2019 Camry does well. There are 3 different fuel economy figures. For the base L model, you're going to come in at 29 city, 41 highway, 34 combined, and if you choose any of the other trims with the 4-cylinder, you're going to come in at 28 city, 39 highway, 32 combined. Now with the V6, obviously you are going to see a reduction in your fuel economy, but it's actually not that bad, coming in at 22 city, 33 highway, 26 combined. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed watching the first in-depth look at the 2019 Toyota Camry XSE. Stay watching for a quick look at the pricing, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons below. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.